Baby, baby, we can share this skin. We can know how we feel inside. Instead of going down an endless road, not knowing if we did or lied. Some things are worth fighting for. Some feelings never die. I'm not asking for another chance. I just wanna know why. There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home. There's no easy way out. Giving it can't be wrong. No. There's no easy way out. There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home. There's no shortcut home. There's no easy way out. There's no easy way out. There's no easy way out. There's no
A heavyweight title eliminator match with Jumpin' Joe Savoli against Fabulous Phil Apollo. How long have we waited to see this one? And a title tag team match with champions Prince Mike Kalua and Thomas the Chippendale Brandy, risking their belts against the Boston Bad Boy and the Mad Russian. And we'll see the French sensation Richard Charlin and the sensuous Englishman Exotic Adrian Street. And here's one we always hoped to see but never thought could happen. A mixed tag team with Hillbilly Mike and Little Martinez facing the only undefeated Giant Gustav and Sky Lolo. And for a main event, the Black Superman Tony Atlas, who's going head-to-head with the man who knocked out the news, Dr. D. David Schultz. All of these matches and some prizes will be at the Bangor Auditorium October 9th. Remember, we'll be taping for TV coverage, so here's a great chance for you to go out and support your favorite wrestlers. Get your tickets at the auditorium or Sandy's downtown.
Bob, you're a big guy.
We were at
Irish Pat Sullivan. All the way from England, weighing in at 227 pounds, Adrian Street.
So imagine what I time right now.
No, your pleasure. It's your pleasure.
All right, here we go.
The Exotic going dancing around the ring, and Pat Sullivan not quite sure, I guess, what to make out of it. It could be that Pat maybe is just afraid to walk up on that collar elbow hookup and get too close, you know, chin to chin.
Boy, that's true. I don't know whether I'd like to, oh, look at this. He has no choice.
Well, what do you call that? A flying sit? Whatever it was effective, putting it to the canvas. And I told you about this guy, Steve. That good forearm smash and stopping now. The inside of the thighs. Oh, no! Look at that move. That has to be awfully painful to Pat Sullivan.
Close to a submission hold there.
I thought he was going to go for the figure 4 or Indian deathline.
Going right to work now. Look at this.
Step over toe hold and he rolled.
Adrian Street.
Well, it's an interesting phenomenon. It is, catapulting Pat Sullivan between the second and top rope as Miss Linda claps approval the other side of the ring and off the ring apron.
Down now on the hardwood floor. Oh, a hard elbow smash.
Just goes once again to prove, Steve, that appearances can in fact be deceiving, does it not?
No doubt about that. Irish Pat Sullivan, dazed. Look at this.
Well, he missed. He went. That was an attempt, an interesting move. He went to, I guess, flying leg scissors on the arm, stomping the chin of Irish Pat Sullivan. This man, I'll tell you, they talk about asking no quarter, giving none, hooking the leg again, the mark of a top professional wrestler, and in very short order, the Exotic Adrian Street. And he continues to dish out the punishment. Steve, good luck.
Oh, thanks.
Wrestling fans, they don't go anywhere. It's Steve's pleasure, and certainly my pleasure that it's him going into the ring right now to interview the Exotic Adrian Street. First, we're going to get the official result.
Your winner, Adrian Sundance. He's from Lynbrook, New York. 222 pounds.
Hillbilly Mike. Boy, and he
is a big old boy, isn't he?
All of 469.
A very ample midsection, one might say.
Going up against Mike Sundance here on International Championship Wrestling. Steve Butt at ringside along with Milt Averskin.
I'll tell you something. This is one of the largest men I've ever seen in professional wrestling. And, you know, the first big country boy, you might say, was Haystack Calhoun, who, by the way, for those of you who weren't aware, has since passed away. But this man is bigger. I was fortunate enough to know Haystacks. This man's bigger.
Well, I'll tell you, Haystack came in, they said maybe around 500 or 600 pounds, but maybe not.
I think it was exaggerated a touch.
I would say so.
But this is one large man, this Hillbilly Mike, and I understand that there's another big dude around International Championship Wrestling, the Giant Gustav, and I'm not sure whether it's Hillbilly Mike, I'm told, is aiming for Gustav or whether it's the other way around. Steve, you can inform me.
Well, I've seen many an occasion where Hillbilly Mike and Gustav have been inside the ring with each other, and the gentleman right here has backed off on every occasion.
The Hillbilly has.
He sure has. He's not at all excited about facing Gustav. At least he doesn't show it. And it looks like he's not too happy with what's going on right here with Mike Sundance.
Well, Sundance being very aggressive, but really the blow's not having any telling effect whatsoever to the big Hillbilly, who lays Sundance down to the canvas with one shot of those great big arms.
Well, there's no question that in order to maybe get even a chance or a shot at Hillbilly Mike or anyone his size, it would seem you have to go at the legs and try to get him off his feet.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, let's face it, a man that size, he's 469 pounds, and what does he stand? He's got to be 6'6", 6'7" in height.
No question, and you wonder why a fellow like Sundance even signs for a match like this. It
well,
would more or less maybe be a handicap match if he had somebody else in there equal his size.
put to the canvas with a, I mean, it would have been a clothesline except to cut him across the midsection. The Hillbilly whipping him through the second and top rope, and then inviting him to come back up into the ring. Yeah, you've got to take a man this size. How many men can combat size for size with a man who weighs 460-odd pounds and stands the height that the big Hillbilly does? But, you know, everybody's the same size when you're lying flat in your back, Steve.
No question. Which is why, as I say, if you can't get the man off his feet, you see a lot of wrestlers, unfortunately, going for the eyes or a very vulnerable area. Look at this, Sundance trying to lift him off. You gotta be kidding.
Well, he may be able to lift that kind of weight to him, but it's different when it's live beef on the hoof, so to speak. Being stopped is Sundance by this gigantic Hillbilly from Arkansas. He takes the handkerchief out and uses that. And, you know, this is the thing that really gets to me. Well, what is a guy this size?
Yeah.
I mean, it's an obvious overmatch. Sundance is out of his league from a size perspective, and he doesn't have, let's say, an inordinate amount of skill, the amount required to combat the excessive size that the Hillbilly possesses. So why does the Hillbilly have to go to what he's doing?
Look at this. Oh,
Big splash.
No way. He can stay down for 10.
Mike Sundance almost became a pancake. And maybe it's fortunate for him that the match ended when it did. The count of 3 going in after that big splash. What can we say except that Hillbilly Mike is victorious here in International Championship Wrestling, and we'll hear it now officially.
Here's Mac.
And your winner, the big man, Hillbilly Mike.
Hillbilly Mike, 469 pounds right here on International Championship Wrestling. Look at this, and he's gonna finish him off. Wow.
Some people have little to no class.
All right, stay tuned. More wrestling action right after this.
And welcome back to the iWire Network Tubecast. I'm your host, Alex G. And with me this evening, we have good old Matt Riley. We got Aaron. What's going on tonight, gentlemen?
Hey. Pain. Kidney pain. That's a spot we're not noticing as much, so here we go.
Well, that's good.
Matt's getting sneak attacked by his kidneys as we speak.
Yep. Okay. It's a shoot, baby. I worked myself into a shoot with my kidneys.
So for those of you who have been watching, you get to see a little ICW, which is the Foley's promotions from the mid '80s and early '90s.
Did they bring in a Mexican wrestler with a mask, and that's supposed to be Mil Mascaras?
No, what we're watching on the screen right now is it's the Japanese Lucha Libre. It's called Full, by the way. So
Full?
Full. Full, yeah.
All right.
Fu Lucha Libre.
I mean, that
so
checks out.
The Japanese gentleman, you may recognize him from being on Kaientai WWF, where he tried to chop off Val Venus's penis.
That was.
So there you go, and someone submitting their IWA trash talk right there.
I think it's safe to say his career really took a downward slope after the Lucha FU. Oh. Postcards. All right.
So today is it's going to be the spring 2024 cycle in review, and this program is brought to you by Mountain Dew Baja Blast. It's delicious.
Is it now?
That's
So
probably what destroyed Matt's kidneys.
Yeah.
So they added 2 more flavors. Now there's a Baja Lemonade, which is really good. It's yellowish orange. And there's also a Baja Fruit Punch. And I recently just had the Sweet Lightning from KFC, which is also really good.
How was it?
Oh, they're all fantastic. Sweet Lightning is the peach Mountain Dew. so there you go.
Hopefully, I can try it when my kidneys get better.
And that's clearly not Mil Mascaras. That's a Japanese man under a mask. So.
You think Mil Mascaras at home going like those sons of bitches?
100%, because it's Mil Mascaras.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Who's that guy jumping out? That's another Mil Mascaras. Oh, no.
We've got to run in.
We've got to run. So welcome everyone to the show. I noticed, Alex, 2 of the windows aren't populating. Is that okay?
Yeah, they'll get there eventually.
All right. And sound check from everybody. Can you guys hear everyone today?
Hello. Oh, we're back up to 5 people.
Hey, came back.
That's right.
I missed the days of the Russian bots, though.
Oh, with our 15 listeners?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good times. We should do a live show on the what was it, the game? The one that really rated high, the Fire Pro or something like that.
No, it's a random All Japan game, like for no reason. It just got hot, and we don't know why. It just did.
Yep. I think the Russian bots, like cubicles, were like, "Oh, check out this wrestling show. It's very much good."
Yes.
Let's
see if I
can get... Well,
there you are.
All right, Johnny B trivia. Do you want to lead off with that, or?
Yeah, let's start off with the good old JB.
All right. From Johnny B in the IWA. So if you have a question for the IWA about Johnny B, the IWA itself, its history, everything you think of, fire away on the show, and he will respond. Usually get this email the day Gold runs, like late in the afternoon. I figure he's probably finishing off a bottle of Jack Daniels and just like, I hate these guys. I hate them. I tell myself the money's worth it, but I hate them.
If I get one more email from Leon.
I'll tell you what. If the question can be answered, I want the IWA to tell us. They don't have to say who. They can say how often does the IWA get an email from a player that makes them roll their eyes before they open the email. Like, I'll give a quick example. I was at work. I answered the phone, and this woman answered by saying, "My name is Karen, like Smith." Real last name. And she went S-M-I-T-H. And I was like, oh, God. Whenever they start off saying their full name, you know it's bad news in retail. And then she's like, "I'm looking for a wine, and I don't want to drive all the way down from Salem." To give you an idea, Salem is literally, the border of Salem is 1 mile from my store. Like, what are you talking about, lady? So she proceeds to say she wants a red wine. It's a Merlot. Those are the red ones. So I always figure, like, the IWA, like Kim's at the desk, typing away. You know, and then you get the email comes in, and it's like, "Why didn't my 501 count?" Exclamation point, question mark, question mark, question mark. And I always figure that the passive-aggressive tones, I don't know, like, they must laugh at it by now. Like, they must be like, oh, God, these guys. You know? Because there were times, I want to say it was, I'm in SOS. You know, Aaron is too. So someone, I think I brought up, like, last time we, like, had this chance to do Stablecade. I was like, oh, why don't we do Stablecade? And I didn't know this, but apparently a couple years back, they thought they had won Stablecade, and there was a last-minute correction, and they lost Stablecade by, like, a point, like, 0.101 or whatever it was. And they were like, well, F this shit. And there have been times when, like, I remember I had a running gag about how if anyone is facing me in a big series or whatever, and there's a chance for them to, like, be like, oh, there was a typo. I should have had a 501. Like, come on, man. Just take the loss. But I'm not bitter. Anyways, to get back to IWA questions here, if you have any, send them in. We actually have some. I think Alex has some, and I know I have a couple from players. So, first question was Matt asked, what's the weirdest form of payment someone sent to the IWA?
Pickles.
Johnny B. Jr. We once had a manager from Russia.
What's it mean?
Who surprisingly wasn't a bot.
Russia.
And he wanted to pay in rubles. We only allowed him to play for free so he could include Russia in the list of countries our players called home. I guess that doesn't count, so how about this? Oh, actually, there's an asterisk here. It was Vladimir Putin. A young Vladimir Putin killed his time while waiting in the Eastern Bloc. No, it says, I guess that doesn't count. So how about this? In the 90s, we had to expel a young player when he informed us he was skipping lunch so we could use the money to buy matches. Oh, we didn't want to be responsible for contributing to underage smoking. But that's literally written there.
Yeah.
Seriously, though, we did really kick him out. Wow. Good health is more important than any hobby, even one that is used to award clock trophies to the manager of world champions, which arrived still in one piece approximately half the time. I still say my dream is to be at a yard sale somewhere and be like, oh my God, gorgeous Jimmy Fogger, the world championship clock.
I used to skip out lunch to buy pocket Playboys.
Nice.
As a youth.
Pocket Playboys. Oh my God. We received currency from several different countries during the past 38.5 years.
Nigeria.
What?
Nigeria.
Yeah. Well, mostly sent in by players as a novelty, but I would have to say the strangest form of payment we've ever actually received, accepted for services rendered, would be submitted by a frequent viewer, Darren. Luckily, we were able to exchange it for some real money, and my brother, who created Wildfire Johnny Rage, used the remainder to enjoy a vacation in Canada. Darren, look at that. Promoting advertising and over the border.
So there's never been a scenario when some young lady went up to the office and was like, I can't pay for my matches. Can we figure out something else I can pay you with? It's never happened.
Is that big sausage wrestling?
That's only happened to me once.
It's tough. Alex wondered, is there a list of every single IWA World Champion floating around? Johnny B. Jr. Not around here. There isn't. Our records only date back to February 1998 cycle. I would have loved to have a completed list. It would take some great deal from effort from the IWA community to make that happen. I have the first, 30 champions from Scott. He made a list up, and I added to it for a while. I don't know where that list is. It's on paper. It's probably gone. Oh, okay, here we go. Here's a Matt raised an excellent question. Yay me. How long did it take the testing to go live from creation to marketing? Johnny B. Jr. I don't believe anyone has ever asked me that before. Ba-dum-ba-dum. My father, the original Johnny B., developed IWA's original play system while working as a high school Latin teacher. Make that my high school Latin teacher. Oh boy, that must have been rough. He wrote to Steve Cicerelli, then the editor of Wrestling World magazine, and had him choose a strategy and an opponent. Steve thought it was a fun concept that he mentioned in his next column, and soon letters from interested readers began to trickle in. Some of Johnny B's students, not me, sad face, also participated, and the game was off and running. But to answer the question, testing took precisely as long as it took the post office to deliver the initial letter to Steve and then his reply to my father. In other words, there was only one and only test. Any manager who's been around as long as Matt knows that play system has evolved during his existence. But it began with players choosing 10 wear-down holds and 5 setup holds from groups of 2 holds shared the same value. We eventually updated the original 60 holds to 90. I remember playing with 60 holds and added features such as countouts and disqualifications, but the basics were right there from the start. Thanks for a great question. So there's that. So next question. Excuse me.
So
Darren,
it was always 15 holds?
It was,
okay.
yeah. But like he said, it used to be 60, and then I want to say it was like 90. I want to say 90, 91. There was this cycle where it was like all these new changes came out, and it was like Battle Royal and the holds and this and this and this. All these things came out. I have it in the 500th issue. I think it's one of the little screenshots. I have it somewhere in there. Let's see here. Darren inquired via the chat box, are you related to the Von Schnapp family? They are cousins, aren't they? Darren, that money went to his head. Johnny B. Jr. I can understand how such a rumor might begin to circulate due to Matt's recent and most unprecedented successes. Thanks, IWAR Workshop. But the truth is, his performances of late have nothing to do with nepotism and everything to do with the guidance he's been receiving from super manager Michael Cook. Very true. Another point that may be adding to the confusion is my family is, in fact, somewhat closely related to the Von Crackles and the Von Pops. Wow. I quick side
Did
note.
everyone get the Rice Krispies reference there?
Yeah, quick side note. Again, to work. So I work in retail. I work at Trader Joe's. And I work with people that are really upbeat. And a couple of guys just love the dad jokes. And they love, like, little quirky, like, little things, and like, you know, like, whatever. So the other day, the quirky thing was, this day is a palindrome. 4/20, 2024, either way. This guy was saying it so much that the person next to him, Steve, who was a pretty passive, mellow guy, was like seething, was like, you take my register time. Because this is the dad jokes he built around that palindrome. I say it wrong. I'm tired. Sorry. Palindrome, right? Yeah, close enough. Yep, Aaron gave the nod. But the dad jokes, I appreciate a good, solid, quality dad joke. Derek's good for those. And his Backstreet's Back's All Right wrestler was a good one. Behind the scenes, you guys don't know this, but in the SOS, one of the fun things is whenever I see names that are just truly horrible, like Craven to Gold or whatever, and I'm always like, Derek, is this you? Because some of the names are so bad. All right, so finally, a public service announcement. I did a poor job communicating that managers may remove up to 20 losses from the wrestler's record next cycle, May cycle. A number of players have been under the impression that the spring cleaning occurs the current cycle. Likely it's named spring cycle, and they're a logical bunch, but the May cycle is when you may remove one stat at the expense of another. So you drop 25K losses for each one loss, up to 20 losses, which is $500,000 if you're doing the math at home. $500,000. Whenever Kim has to inform managers that they need to resubmit their request next cycle due to the subpar phrasing in my column, I make myself feel better by listening to Matt's attempt to reveal the results of the IWAR events at the end of a previous Tubecast episode. At least some of the players were able to understand my wording. Good grief. Yeah, I was tired.
What a bunch of dummies.
Just to play devil's advocate. So if you want to take losses off your wrestler's record, there are some people that are big, like, well, the money's important. It's a part of a record building thing, and you don't want to lose that money. And if that's your thing, that's fine. It's a thing where 20 losses are not that much of a difference. First look at it, right? But I'll give you an example. Like in certain leagues, when you're ranked 11 and you're 19 losses behind someone, or whatever, that's the difference between having a TV title shot or not, or having a league title shot or not. And the money is a good barometer, in most of the times, of how well someone's doing in the game. You're winning matches, you're gaining money, you're winning battle royals, you're gaining money, you're winning events.
And there's a Hall of Fame thing in there as well.
Right, and it's a qualification. Like if you have like $5 million, which is the hardest of the three things. Stars, it can actually be argued, is what's harder, stars or money. Because either way, you have to be good to earn that stuff. You can't just fudge it.
Can't be any geek off the street.
Right, that's right. And you can't be like Ali Atari, where he gives $1, so his forever has $999 as the last three numbers. But no, it's a good thing to do if you want to make your record look a little bit better. It's kind of a vanity thing, but it's one of the things that the money can be used for. There are other ways to use the money. Just so while we're on the topic of idle money, you can make gambling wagers. So you can say, I'll place $100,000 in a match against so-and-so. And if both parties agree to it, the idle will give the winner the money. There have been tournaments where you had to do a buy-in, where it was anyone with $100,000 or whatever, $250,000, and all that money gets put into it, gets divvied out to the top finishers. Another good way to use it.
In one of my TTs, I paid Big Guns Greg Garnard $25,000 to sneak attack, steal cutouts, and I had the IWA actually transfer on the iCash.
I love it. That's a good use of it too. So if you want to do it, you're welcome to do it. It's the May cycle, so the cycle coming up. This is always, certain things like that are always kind of tricky because, in fairness to Johnny B, a lot of the players who are newer just see it. Oh my God, I got to do this right away. In a similar fashion, the BRL in this most recent IWA report earned the 10 free match bonus for having the highest strategy. A lot of good strats last cycle. Thanks, guys. That's for the matches coming up. So when people were doing their matches this past cycle, or this today, this past weekend, some guys wrote to me and were like, "Hey, can I take my 10 free matches?" I'm like, "You can next cycle." So keep that in mind. And the question for Johnny B. Here was, I already asked about the any emails that elicit eye rolls. There must be, besides mine. I don't know, Aaron, do you have any questions?
No, I thought Darren posted a pretty good one earlier. Did you get that one?
Yeah, I was gonna go look it up right now.
Boxers or briefs?
Oh, Scott says he'll listen later. He's
pooping.
Yeah, he's. Oh.
Again?
Darren's question was actually, what was it?
So I know a young man that liked to poop facing the wall.
What?
Yeah.
Was it you?
No. He said it says easier to wipe that way too. I don't.
Oh my God! Well,
that's what he told me.
Guess you get the job done. That's all that matters, right?
I'm saying he was also an under wiper too.
Let me tell you, as someone who deals with the public, proper hygiene is a big difference maker.
Yeah.
It's a big signal, like a big barometer of like where that person is in life. Like probably how much they've given up. Like they're just not wiping properly. They don't care. Like that's a sad sign. All right.
It's gonna be walking around with a shitty ass though all day. It's
not pleasant.
Can't be fun. Can't be fun.
Yeah. No wonder Trump's so angry. Anyways, Darren asked, who was the first manager to become a league commissioner in the IWA? Now, I'm going to guess, I don't know this for sure, but my guess is either Rich Farrell or Alex Dallas. And I say that only because when I first joined in 87 and I asked IWA to send me, I said, hey, here's $5, send me the 5 best leagues. And one of the 5 leagues was the GML. And the GML Grandmasters League was amazing. It was the first issue I got was the year-end awards issue. So there was all this stuff going on. And so it had all this coverage in the past couple of years, and it was awesome. There was like this superhero team, Power Team USA. There was the Dallas Dynasty stable. There was the Blitzkrieg stable with Blitzkrieg and the Nazi guys. It was just awesome. There was so much good characters in there. The names in there were awesome. Excuse me.
So I think he's talked about the origin of commissioners before, but just for those people who don't, haven't gone back and listened to some of the older episodes. Johnny B should regale us of the tales of the origins of the commissioner as a concept.
Yeah, that'd be good to hear. I mean,
did someone pitch it to him? Like, oh, I wanna be a commissioner.
Yeah, I mean, I know me seeing a report like that made me want to be a commissioner.
Yeah,
and I basically took that formula and I was in the CCL Claw and Cat League, and apply that formula there, and then the league's numbers it was funny. I was looking back at the old bulletins, it just kind of ran out of steam. And instead of, bringing new players in, whatever, they closed the league because the standards back then were different. There was so many leagues, it wasn't a big deal to close the league.
Right.
And then I went to the BRL because it was either the ASL, PPL, or BRL, and I chose BRL.
You said PP.
I know. Power Pack League. Yeah, but it could have been the ASL we'd be talking about all this time, but nope, BRL. Anyways, so that's the question.
If only we had a time machine, we could go back and change the course of destiny.
I can just see a scientist now. You'll see the science here. We'll be able to travel back in time. And what did you want to do? I'm sorry, you want to go back and play a what? Play by mail?
Change the league that Matt Riley joins in the IWA.
I've got 30 years of holding. Give me the goddamn time machine.
You go with your almanac of hold
results? Me and Doc Brown. Marty, you have to go back. It's your kids, Marty. The most misleading line in movie history. It's your kids. Suddenly done it on your kids. And what are your kids? Your kids? What is this shit?
You ever seen the Family Guy one? Where it's just like your daughter's going to marry a black guy. You got to stop it. And we're like, and they're like, no, we're kind of okay with that. It's like, oh, yeah, me too. It's like, I don't think I want to hang out with you anymore.
Family Guy has some, like, I haven't watched it in years, but I'll see a clip on, like, TikTok or whatnot. And I'm like, oh, they still get a couple fastballs in there every so often.
Oh, yeah.
I had some questions. Let me see the other questions that players had.
What are we watching now, Alex? ECW 95?
Either late 94, early 95.
All right, this question, it might be for Alex and Aaron. Did you ever have laser tag at those games as a kid?
Yes.
You did?
Of course.
Wow, I didn't. I couldn't afford them.
Like it wasn't laser tag proper though. It was like the bootleg version of laser tag.
We had a friend whose parents got divorced, so his dad bought him like Chinese stars.
Yeah.
So we played flashlight tag and Chinese stars at night. He just whipped them at each other.
I had one laser tag set where like the guns were like legit like AK-47s and they're very realistic.
Oh my god.
But I always found those sets like didn't actually work that well, you know, like maybe it was just the ones I was buying.
I had the one that had the disappearing ink. You would shoot the ink at people. And it would disappear. Yeah.
Did Johnny B have laser tag?
It might be it's too old for laser tag.
I don't know. I can imagine all those siblings in one house. There must have been like 10 years worth of like a window. Like for instance, like my sister's kids, the two older ones in their 20s, then there's one like who's 21, there's one who's like 10. So like, the toy, like the youngest one's into Minecraft, the other one's played base, very, very vaguely.
Right.
So I think based on my knowledge of when he was, his existence, right? Based on the limited
which
information
is quite extensive.
I would say he probably had early Star Wars action figures. Definitely had Migos for sure. And Migos, like he would have like the weird ones, like Planet of the Apes or something. You know what I mean? Like the big dolls, the 12-inchers.
Oh, okay.
Like they had Superman, they had Batman, they had the Hulk, they had Planet of the Apes, they had the $6 Million Man, like that stuff.
Okay.
So, because if he's older than me, I got into Masters Universe like 84, 85. G.I. Joe's came out in 83. He's too old for all that stuff.
It's okay. All right. Hey, it's fine. All right, this is a kind of two-part question. First is from Jimmy, and he asks, is the top 5 ranking in Challenger League and 10 for TV, ? And that's true. If your wrestlers in the top 5, you can send in the match against 501, and you have to write, league title shot again, to do that. If you don't send that in, you won't get it. Yeah. Same for the top 10 can challenge the TV title, but if you don't send it in, you won't get it. The question for the IWA is, why do they decide the top 5 and top 10? Like, why not the top 20 for TV? And the bigger, like, for instance, if a league hit a certain point and you go, well, the league's bigger, we're going to open it up to, like, the top 20 challengers. In a slower league, I can see top 10, but a bigger league, top 20, now you're talking. That's some big-time match generation.
Well, that's what the whole concept was like, you go and try to get fat in the NWL before you leave. That's when you challenge all the jobbers. Like, you go after dudes. So, to have that gap, so when you walk into whatever league you want to be, like, I'm pretty sure when I came into IWL, I was already top 10 by the time I got there.
Yeah.
Because I really spent a lot of money in NWL early.
I will say this. If you have one wrestler, it behooves you to, like, in the NWL, to, like, get the match deal.
Max it out.
Load up your 20 wins, or your 30 wins in the IWR. Get that going. There was a question here about free matches. So when you win an IWR title, whether it be a commissioner's title or an IWR world title, now what we do with the IWR world titles is it's 20 free matches for the IWR championship every defense. So it's every 4 cycles.
Hey, it's Norman Smiley in ECW. People forgot about that.
I think I saw Ron Simmons too.
Damn. Sorry, I had to say it.
Damn, Malenko is short, huh?
He's got a walker now. Although he didn't have a walker when I saw the Mark Henry thing. He was there, but he didn't have a walker. But what's his face was right next to him. Jerry Lynn, helping him. Is it Parkinson's?
I think it might be MS.
Yeah, something like that. He said something where like it really deteriorated his body, unfortunately. But the question was about prizes. So when you win free matches in an IOR event or winning a championship, usually it'll say in the like event somewhere. Like if you look at the BRL pay-per-view on the very bottom, or there'll be somewhere on there, it'll say like title match winners earn 5 free matches. Well, for the IWA, you win free matches for winning IWAR report hits. For IWAR, winning events or contests or titles depends on the league. And that brings us to the next question, which was a player who's asked. I'm trying to find it now. I know he asked it in here. This is the problem when you have 8 gazillion people posting about stuff. Why does Kimberly take so long to process gold? I'm reporting her to Johnny B. Yeah.
What time did it come out today?
3, I guess. I was.
That's not late at all.
No, it's usually 4 o'clock. Remember that?
Yeah, it's 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Because I used to it'd be an hour before I go off work before I check it on my phone.
Just you wait till my schedule changes at work, and I won't be able to send things out till after a while. All right, so
we go to a 4-day work week soon. So I have to
really?
I work 4 10-hour days soon.
Nice. That's
starting
cool.
May 6th.
Good for you. I told you one of your company's stores is in my town.
Yes.
I'm gonna go down there and drop your name and be like, yeah. So
the store manager there, he's very English, and he used to be like a soccer player and a soccer coach. But now he's the store manager there. But he's we have I guess market managers.
Yeah.
So he has his own store, but then he starts the rest of the market. That guy.
Okay, I'm going to paraphrase this question because I can't find it. But remember, the question was essentially asking if a player should focus on the league results or the in-league IOR title match results.
Oh, okay. So I'll take this one because I have very strong feelings about this. So for me personally, that entire front page does not exist.
Dick.
No, I'm dead serious. It means absolutely nothing to me. So, your league championship down to the only thing that really matters to me is that Battle Royal win. And for me, there's a reason why. It's just that you can't trash talk to that. There's been attempts, and some people have done it well, but for the majority of people, they just pretend those belts don't exist. No one talks about it in their TT at all, other than a brief reference or they put it on their little stats of titles won. But that's basically it. So for me, it's going to be those commissioner championships that mean everything. So it's depending on what you play. So again, if you're in a point race or you're trying to win wrestler of the year, then obviously that front page is important to you. If you're trying to get, if you want to win that commissioner title or try to get that IWAR world title, that's where your focus is going to be. But that's your focus. You have the TT pretty strong to get there.
Is that Chris Benoit?
It is. He's dead.
Well, that's good to know. Did O.J. Simpson do it?
It's not guilty all day, baby.
Or
New Jack said, good job, O.J. Simpson. 2 less we have to worry about.
I didn't know about this, but there was a whole conspiracy theory that he actually was innocent and he was covering for his son. Did you ever hear about this?
I heard that one. I heard the serial killer one, too.
The one about the son actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Because the fact that he had a set of knives that went missing.
Yeah. There's a lot of questionable things with that.
Yeah. And I think that it's driven home by the fact of how often police in this country screw up. So anyways, all right, so those are some questions, Q&A. As always, if you have questions, pop them in the chat, drop them to us. We'll be happy to pass them along. But
when did those standings go up for the 2024 match deal?
Wait, what now?
When does the standings go up for the 2024 match deal?
I think the winner gets a real belt, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. There's like 3 people in it, so it's pretty much like I don't know. The guy with all the points and titles, probably in first place. I was gonna say that.
That's right.
There was literally one person in the GYL system that came out. So I got to start figuring out who I'm gonna do for the cameos. I have an awesome idea for the cameo person, so we'll see about getting that going.
I want a belt with a clock on it. That's what I need.
See what I can do.
Like just a big clock on the belt face, just like Flava Flav.
You're saying clock, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you can see. Can you see this in the picture?
Yeah. What's that? That's your stickers.
Yeah, I got more made up. So
okay.
I'll be sending those out to AWA.
Are you're gonna do the temporary tattoos?
How'd you know? They're like the remember the fruits, not fruit stripes, the fruit roll-ups.
Yeah.
We have Iowa fruit roll-ups.
Do you guys remember the Pop Secret popcorn that was green and like purple and orange?
No.
So in the 80s, like they had like Pop Secret where it would be different colors and it'd be mystery colors. So you would pop them and it would be like fucking purple. This is like microwavable popcorn.
Huh.
No one remembers that. I looked it up because I thought my mind was like lying to me, like it was one of those Mandela things. I'm like, no, that was real. It happened. I'm like, okay. Matt, you're a big fruit by the foot guy.
Fruit by the foot. I remember those.
They're still around.
I remember the fruit like gum by a foot, like that big roll.
You mean bubble tape?
Oh yeah.
Is that what it was? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Bubble tape, Big League Chew. I'm a big Bonkers guy that no one remembers. So.
Yeah, Bonkers.
Bonkers was good. Big Charleston Chew guys, everyone knows. So this is one gas station that has them here still, and I buy them all the time from them.
All right, here's a good question for Johnny B and everyone listening. You have it's your kid. You have like $3 in your hand, maybe 4, and the ice cream truck pulls up. What are you ordering besides a screwball? Because screwball is the best thing to order.
I'm gonna be cliche here, and it's gonna be the WWF cookie bar.
You're not gonna order the Mutant Ninja Turtle?
No, because every single time it was fucking Jimmy Hart. It was never Hulk Hogan. I never got a Hulk Hogan. Never, not once.
I used to like the baseball glove with the gumball in the middle.
Yes, that's a good one.
That's it. So Johnny B, what was your go-to ice cream truck treat?
My daughter likes the SpongeBob one, which is like.
I was just gonna say my daughter gets those as well, but they're usually they usually look pretty deformed, like not even close to.
Like
SpongeBob.
they look melted, and like they put it back.
SpongeBob was around like 20 years ago. What are you still selling SpongeBob for?
SpongeBob and Spider-Man.
Yeah. That's all right. All right, so that's our Q&A. So, do we want to talk any preview IWAR draft? Do you want to talk
Mark
about...
always got push-ups. Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
I like push-ups. That is Sherbert one, I think. That was orange. It was pretty good. Matt, looking kind of red there, buddy. What's going on? You want to talk about it?
Me?
Yeah. You got a little alopecia going on or whatever. What's it called?
Probably lighting.
Rosacea? No.
Matt gets fired up about ice cream selections.
Yeah. I don't know. Is it? It's lighting.
A little red there, buddy. A little reddy.
Oh, maybe because I was driving today.
The pollen's been out too, especially over here. It was choking on it before.
That's how fast I can get my lupus to go with the light.
That's fair.
So I didn't put sunblock on my face today. It is feel warm.
Yeah, a little toasty, a little lobstery.
I'm getting actual legal tint for my windows.
Really?
So
you don't get the paper?
The best part of that whole entire deal, I have a legal health authorization to get my windows tinted, and I'm looking forward to all the states I pass through where they pull me over and go, "Hey, your windows are too dark."
New York's pretty rough on that too.
Yeah.
Oh, I just saw the Tasmaniac.
Sure did.
Oh no.
Double Tables is a hell of a show, by the way.
I think Eric Young took a bad table spot last weekend at the TNA show.
Still around?
Yeah, his ear got partially torn off by a table spot.
What?
Against Frankie Kazarian.
Oh God. How did that happen?
Being reckless, I guess.
I know the Japan tables are usually pretty dicey, but
Yeah.
North American ones are usually all right.
So Matt, do you want to start off with what BRL?
Sure. All right. BRL number 618. League champion, the total package, U.S. Mail.
Son of a bitch.
Yep. Our Battle Royal winner, Mail won $25 in credit, and the Battle Royal winner also winning $25 in out-of-bid credit, Mark Justice. TV champion, Stevie Vertigo. Boo. Central Plains champion, Mike Dynasty. East Coast champion, Agent 26. Great Lakes champion, ZB Punk. Mid-Atlantic champion, American Destroyer. Northeast champion, Hawaiian Heartthrob. Pacific Northwest champion, the returning Dash DeLorean, the time-traveling wrestler. He's back. Rocky Mountains champion, Big Guns, Greg Garner. Or Garner, I should say. Not Garner, sorry. With a Gary Gnu vibe. Southeast champion, Mac Justice. He's from Boston.
Is he?
No.
Oh.
If you want a good laugh, look up the Mayor of Dunkin' Donuts skit on SNL. It's very, very accurate about Bostonians.
So did you see Marky Mark running around all the time?
Did I? No.
Yeah. How about New Edition?
No. I missed out. I had a girlfriend in high school who was super into the New Kids. New Kids, that was her thing. She also liked Hulk Hogan and thought he was sexy, so that, there's problems there.
There were women out there that thought he was hot, and I never got that vibe from him as a heartthrob.
He was large and in charge. Southwest champion, Tiny Jorinen. And West Coast champion, the Silent Assassin, Patrick O'Malley. Tag team champions. I heard they have a 516. I think it's perfect. I don't know for sure. The Grey Wolf, Doug McMaster, and Canada's strongest man, Gordon Donovan.
Oh.
The BRL TV tag champions were Jebediah and Obadiah Bogtrotter. Six-man champions, Tiny Joran, Crusher, Nuatilla, and Oplo Lethamakiaki. Is how it's pronounced. I think that's Polar Circle too. So I think I got that right this time. Polar Circle, Polar Express. It's one of those things. T-Rail TV six-man champions: the Saskatchewan Sasquatch, Shapeshifter RJ Gold, and the Zombie Hunter Matthew Porter. So as far as what's going down there, I will say a lot, but like I said, my kidneys being shot this week, I did not do the big commissioner report. Did a small one and very little, if any, trash talk. But you might notice there's spots available for some of the matches. I'll fill those in, but I'll be doing it based on trash talk and Aaron's opinion. I don't blame Aaron for everything.
Makes sense.
What a dick.
Yep. We have some big title matches coming up at this Magic Bash. So I haven't even looked at the trash talk. I'm literally for the first time looking through it right now, scrolling through. And there was a big return by Dungeon Master Sheldon Schrute and Dash DeLorean. Tennis Anyone are gone. There's another great SHS preview I can see, promo. So anyways, just give it a read. I haven't had a chance to read it yet because I've been zonked out. So there's the BRL, and I bet Alex will.
I dig it.
Alex, did you like my reference to you in the latest meme pack?
No, I didn't. I gotta go check that out now.
Yep.
Is this Scott Baio?
It's the top middle one, I think.
Oh,
no. Why is that guy rubbing his car?
Hey, listen. Hey, Target, Walmart, Kmart. ECW had the worst commercials ever, by the way.
Well. So,
that's the way that goes.
All right, so that's the BRL for you.
BRL in a nutshell.
There you go.
All right. I think next up, it's going to be the NWL. That's what I'm thinking.
I dig that.
The National Wrestling League.
You son of a. All right, so we've got NWL number 217 for the spring cycle. League champion is the reprobate, Lanny Teague, who has been on fire lately. TV champion from New Money Inc., we've got Greg E. Money. Central Plains champion, I think new on the scene this cycle, is Pizza Roll Smith.
Wow.
East Coast champion, also from New Money Inc., we've got Thomas T.D. Banks. Great Lakes champion, and I think this wrestler will be in line for the Rookie Brawl title with the highest strat total at 496. We've got A.J. Hammer. Mid-Atlantic champion from the Battle Royal, we've got Hypnotic. Northeast champion, Dr. Steven C. Farr.
Why did Vince McMahon come out here? God.
Pacific Northwest champion, we've got Double D. Christoph. Rocky Mountains champion from New Money Inc., we've got Derek Cash Styles. Southeast champion, Mad Dog Ben. Southwest champion from the Battle Royal, we've got Killer Creed. West Coast champion, we've got Rocking Ricky Starr. League Tag Team champions for the second cycle in a row, winning 5 free matches, we've got Starlight and the reprobate Lanny Teague. TV Tag Team champions, He-Man Hoven, who I believe is long past his graduation date. But, I mean,
get thrown out.
We might have to have some heat behind the scenes around that. But he's teaming up with Greg E. Money to win the TV Tag Team titles. League 6-man champions, we've got Daniel Heymanchenko, Adam Kleinovich, and Greg E. Money. I think we've got behind the scenes, we've got Tom running a contest, so we can look into that a bit more later. TV 6-man champions, we've got El Grandioso, Hillbilly Voodoo, Dox Holland, and Double D Christoph. And the Battle Royal winner, a newcomer on the scene, is Hypnotic.
You ever drink Hypnotic? It's gross.
Is it a drink?
It is a drink. It's a liquor.
It's
it's in the same family. It's in the same family as Alizé.
As for NWL Wide, we just had our Collision Course 4 pay-per-view, where we've crowned a new Young Lions champion in Starlight. We've also crowned a new X1 champion in Dr. Steven C. Farr, and new Young Lions tag team champions in the Prophets of Pain, who are comprised of Derek Cash Styles and Thomas T.D. Banks. The write-up for that is in this latest bulletin. And as far as the NWL, we'll be gearing up for the All-Rookie Cup coming up, probably starting next cycle. And we'll be heading towards Collision Course 5 coming up.
I dig it. I sure do. Ooh, Chris Benoit versus Marty Jannetty.
Marty Jannetty?
He was in ECW.
Oh, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Marty Jannetty. Heard it happen to that nice boy.
Did I ever tell you the story when I went to WrestleCon and he was thrown out of WrestleCon for allegedly taking stuff that didn't belong with him? So, like, at the WrestleCon that I was at, so I had the convention on one side, but then the matches were on the other side. So everyone went to go watch the matches, and there's no one at the tables, and allegedly, because I don't know for sure, but we watched them get thrown out, though.
What did he steal?
I don't remember. Probably like T-shirts or something. I don't know. DVDs. Also, the WWF came in and started taking bootleg shit too. That was funny. So that's all stuff that happened. So you can't sell this shit here. You guys selling bootleg WWF DVDs and fake T-shirts.
Aaron's being attacked by an animal.
Oh, won't be the first time. That'll be the last time. All right, I guess I'll do CWL.
Sure.
Continental Wrestling League number 320, spring 2024. The league champion, the Future Man. Is the Future Man from the future? Is he like a Lasertron type character?
Yes. Yes, he is.
Is it like an ultimate future, like where Dusty Rhodes is the president of the United States?
It's kind of like that. There's things going on.
Okay, I dig it. TV champion Thrash. United States champion Alex Von Schnapp. Yukon champion Reese Rutledge. Caribbean champion The Major Benny Factor. Amazon Basin champion. This is from the Battle Royal. It is Doug's big blind brother Craig. Okay. British Isle champions from the Battle Royal, the Red Scorpion. Arabian champion, the Genuine Artificial. South African champion, the Bloodsucker Mo Skito. Siberian champion, Aksha Von Snop. East Asian champions, Professor M. Algernon. That's from the Battle Royal. And Oceanic champion, Sundog Razor. League Tag Team Champions, the Major Benny Factor and the Genuine Artificial. TV Tag Team Champions, Sundog Taser and Sundog Razor. League Six-Man Champions, Axel, Alex, and Alex Von Schnapp. TV Six-Man Champions, Nutty Bunny 1, 2, and 3. And your Battle Royal winner, winning 25 free CWL only matches. Reese Rutledge. So what's going down in the CWO? I know I'm talking to Jeremy earlier today that it looks like we're getting to a point where it's going to be the Chameleon and Logan Kane as kind of your top feud going on here. So, two I would say they're veterans at this point, right? They've been around for quite a while, and it's going to be good stuff. So I'm really looking forward to keeping my eye on that moving forward. So this is going to be some fun there. And I pitched Tower of Doom once again. I will pitch that as always. Then our next pay-per-view was Allegiance. So it's whose side are you on? I guess it's a pro Sam Soley and a pro Lazarus Lane deal going on there. So that's fun. So that's the CWL in a nutshell. So keep up the good work. Keep up the good work.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So next up, we're gonna do the ASL now, Matt. That's what we're doing.
You son of a.
So you want to do? What do you want to do? You want to do Black Widow League?
Sure.
Nice.
All right, Black Widow League.
What?
Black Little. That too. Black Widow League 35. Black Widow champion, Queen of the Ring, Aria Gunpowder. BWL Television Champion, Brenda Bring the Pain. BWL Battle Royal winner, Rachel Yamazaki. Japan Idol Champion, Rachel Yamazaki. Josie Champion, The Wicked Spider, Erica Phobia. Zenjo Champion, Queen Bee, Sarah B. Money. Luchadores Champion, Wildfire Betty Red. Cholitas Champion, Joya Pyro. Bellatrix Champion, Huntress. Themyscira Champion, Jersey Jen Grapevine. I should change that name. I'll have actually the new commission do it. Hollywood Champion, Francine Benafugli. Sin City Champion, Kijia Chaosan. Willowick Champion, Meat Train. So, yes, the Meat Train. There are... Oh, there's a new feature. A little report here. It's kind of nice. The Tangled Web.
Oh.
Patrick does a nice job with this. So he talks about the upcoming pay-per-view. But the Lethal Lottery winners, the Black Widow League's version, were Meat Train and Betty Wildfire Red. And then Meat Train defeated Betty Red to earn the shot at the Iowa Women's Championship. So they will earn a tag title shot at Betty the New and Gina Colada for the Iowa tag belts. And Meat Train gets to challenge Aria Gunpowder for the Women's Championship. And big kudos, Supreme Court Justice winning the IWA Queen of the Ring.
Oh.
Yeah. Then there's a kind of recap of some of the events. There's a new thing, highest strat, so it shows that, last cycle's top scores. The 16 card, and keeping that idea of activity and matches and all that. So good little history here. So, check things out. And the Where the Boys Aren't 3. Now, this is cycle number, let me look at this. 35. So the cycle number 38 is the result cycle, right up 39. So we have a lot of big matches here. So, go through and read the card yourself. But BWL is a great time. Easy way to enjoy the IWA for short money, as the kids call it.
Oh.
And, yeah, so there it is. But anybody new here? No new people yet, but or lately, but that's okay. We expect more to join. So that's the BWL because Alex will.
I dig it. I want to start learning. I dig that in several languages, so I can spice it up a little bit. So.
Nice.
I guess I'll do the IWL. Let's we pull that up real fast. All right, Independent Wrestling League number 190, league champion Death Valley Drifter, television champion Perry Legal, New York City champion Gallum Turbayov. I know my Russian pretty good, and that sounds ridiculous. Los Angeles champion, the IWA Assassin, a mystery man. I wonder if they're going to bring in the IWA Flame next.
Oh,
yeah, there we go. Boston champion, Highlight Knife, Johnny Vegas. Detroit champion, Father Arturo Bartolo. Cleveland champion, Magnum TL. Dallas champion, Bob Bonecutter. Memphis champion, Joseph Redgrave III. Miami champion, Magnifico Astro. San Francisco champion, Joe Boring. Chicago champion, Kenneth Oblivion. League Tag Team Champions, Christopher Destruction and Kenny Oblivion. TV Tag Team Champions, the King of the Ring, the Shotgun Kid, the Golden God, Brady Buckshot. The League Six-Man Champions, Ezio Esposito, Masahiro Ito, Roslav, you son of a bitches. Fucking names. Ratislav Voronovo. You need good Russian name. Like, get a Koloff in there at least. Jesus Christ. TV Six-Man Champion Su Pai, Windsor Detroit, On Points Edward Porthurion, and your Battle Royal winner, winning 43 IWL exclusive matches. Galem Terzamzabov.
That's what I said.
So what's the next pay-per-view in the IWL? What's going on there? Let's see. Ooh, grammar, please. Have we noticed the lack of AI-generated people in the TT as of late?
Well, there was last cycle because the player who was most commonly using it was inactive. But
I see there might be a downtick this cycle as well.
Yeah, it's all right.
There's ways to use that. And, if you want any tips on how to use AI appropriately, please let me know.
Uh-oh.
There it is. There it is.
By the way, you want to say, me encanto eso.
That's what it is in Spanish?
Yeah.
For someone,
me encanto eso.
So someone from Hispanic descent like myself, I anytime I speak words in Spanish, I sound ridiculous. So I don't do that at all.
Ah, that's okay.
Yeah.
So what are we left with? WTL?
WTL.
I can do that one if you guys want.
Sure.
You want to do the Snake Venom League? I thought that's what we're doing.
Let's see here. WTF League or WTL League?
So Ryan had a comment which he redacted like a Hillary email. I don't know what he's doing.
Uh-oh. All right. So WTL, Western Trails League number 92. Western Frontier Champion, Mid-South Maxwell.
There it is.
Lone Star Champion, Wyatt Shatterday. I shattered the other day, but...
I shat this morning.
Speaking of Baja Blast.
Sure did.
Central Plains Champion, Texas Jesse Tombstone. Mexico champion, Bart Saturday. Got to be careful with that one. Dodge City champion, Mr. Pennynickel. Tombstone champion, the Trash Man, Balls Buckshot. Prairie View champion, Chainsaw Chuck. Widowmaker champion, Cowboy Jim Spur. Badlands champion from the Bunkhouse Brawl, Geronimo. Cripple Creek champion from the Bunkhouse Brawl. Wins $25,000 in iCash and 5 free matches. We have Wildside, a person. Southwest champion, Shotgun, James Carnage. Chisholm Trail champion from the Bunkhouse Brawl, The Brains, Bo Buckshot. Western Frontier Tag Team Champions, Zephyr and Jahari. Lone Star Tag Team Champions, Texas Jesse Tombstone and Shotgun James Carnage. Western Frontier Six-Man Champions, Wyatt Saturday, Wayne Saturday, and Bart Saturday. Lone Star Six-Man Champions, Outlaw, Ron Logan, Mid-South Maxwell, and Super Dragon.
Super Dragon.
And the Bunkhouse Brawl winner, Mr. Pennynickel.
Ooh.
So, Matt, what's going down?
Well, we're in luck because the commissioner of the WTL just joined us, and I'll bet he'll be happy to tell us some exciting news in the chat. That's probably not going to happen, but that's okay. If you want us, you can chime in. I know this was a cycle that the big pay-per-view results happened. They're going to get interesting. Yes, things are going to get interesting in the WTL. Yeah. Again, I felt bad I didn't get my trash talk in, but I did have a pretty good trash talk last time, so I'm curious to see how people respond to it. There's some things going on angle-wise, so things will be playing out.
I'm just saying, if I ever come back, I'm going to join the WTL and have a wrestler named the Noble Savage, and that'll be my.
Pretty much writes itself.
So, for those of you who don't understand that reference, there was a league called the Noble Savage League that
Keep the dirt.
we changed the logo to because it was a Native American logo there, and we changed it, and it was the Macho King Randy Savage instead. And then people got really mad at us for doing that.
Bigots hate when you take their biggity away.
But I felt like
Biggity-banky.
the Macho King thing was like hilarious though. Like,
Yeah,
it was
that
great.
was awesome.
Like, I don't know what they got so mad about that for.
Oh yeah, that's all right.
And that's when they got the when we had the wrestlers named after us for a while. So that was
Yeah.
the thing. That was the thing.
You know what
for
the
a
best was? When a player had to point out to me by sending me a picture of it and circling the letters and be like, "You see, the first letter of every sentence in my trash talk spells out F-U, Matt Riley."
Yeah, that was pretty deranged, to be honest.
There's so many guys I want. Here's a good thing. How many Idaho players have been institutionalized?
Wait, how many committed murder? I think we got 2 confirmed murderers.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, besides Kim. There's only one Kim. They replace her every 5 years. It's like Doctor Who. She gets younger every year.
Just want Kim to send me some cookies. Because I know she makes a hell of a macadamia nut cookie.
Oh.
So, just saying.
Wow. All right, so that's our league recaps. Damn.
So it's going down Iwar wide, buddy.
Oh, good Lord. All right, so let's see here. Lethal Lottery, the trifecta, the 6-man trios tournament. Of course, as this setup is different, the 3-man teams that are put together randomly are their team score is their individual strategies added up. So in the final 4, semifinals, the 4 were Mike Drake, Punk Rock Mike, Timothy Zastampowski, who had a 1462 team total. Suyu Pai, Double D Christoph, and Flashy Jack Ferdinand had a 1478. Dark Danger, Jailbird Smith, and Swamp Saki Jr. had a 1441. And Uncle Randy, Mike Rampage Sanders and Super Dragon at a 1470.
Super
So the
Dragon.
final teams in the Lethal Lottery. Now, the winning team will earn an Iwar Trios 6-man shot. So it'll be Suyu Pai, Double D Christoph, and Flash Jack Ferdinand taking on Uncle Randy, Mike Rampage Sanders, and Super Dragon. Super Dragon. Yeah, so that's the finals for that. Now, the Johnny B Cup, I'll do next because the Murano is easier to do. So, the Murano quarterfinals were Artificial and Benny Factor taking on Lenny Teague and Starlight. And that saw Teague and Starlight up a 5'11", Benny Factor and Artificial hit a 5'16", so Benny Factor and Artificial advance. That was actually the last of the NWL teams. So that was the last NWL team. So well done for NWL team to make it 3 rounds in. Clap, clap. The Kimbo and Jimbo Slice from the BBL had a 5'16" as well. They defeated the Astros out of the IWL. So the Slices advance and will face Artificial and Benny Factor next cycle in the semifinal. And the other semifinal, Samoan Death Grip with a 5'14" defeated Bunnies 1 and Bunny 2, who had a 5'08". So they advance, and they will face Buddy Donner and Hank Henkel, who had a 5'08" tie-break win over Johnny Morello and Vinny Testaverde.
Like from the Jets?
Vincent Torrio. I just couldn't think of his last name. The first thing I could think of was Vinny Testaverde.
Swanson just came on, and you're insulting him now. He's going to leave now. Unbelievable. What are you doing?
Dick. That was a tiebreaker. Remember, the tiebreakers in the events are your previous cycle score. So, Americanos had a 5'14", and the Italianos had a 5'12". That's not their name, I know. So big semifinal with Americanos versus Samoan Death Grip. I'll have to wear my Samoan Death Grip T-shirt. Have good luck.
Yeah.
All right. So the Johnny B Cup. All right. So this is a lot of results, but we'll bang them out. All right. So in the quarterfinal of Block A, good Lord, we had Warpig advancing over Suyu Pai on a tiebreaker, and they will face Greggy Money in the next round because Dominant Factor Nemesis no longer in the BBL.
Oh.
Can't get a strat without you in the league, so.
Controversy.
Did he go get a BBL? Was that what happened?
Maybe. So, Greggy Money, well done. NWL player advancing to this far in the tournament. Very well done. Dark Danger defeated Barry Stevens 491 to 490. I was like, are you kidding me? 1 point.
Someone in the chat says they're ripping up their Barry Stevens poster, so the upset is widespread.
Oh, Barry USA Stevens, not the fan favorite anymore. So Dark Danger will face the next round. He will face Death Valley Drifter, the current IWL champion, who's 498, took down a very high-scoring Lee Tegation. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a 485, not 485. So Lee Tegation hit the skids. Sorry, buddy. Uncle Randy had a 487 and was crushed by Drake Fontaz's 492. Drake Fontaz will take on Monstruck Tanaka, who's 490, obliterated Nature Boy Phil Landers with a 474. I can only imagine Jeremy double the hold to get a score that rich. Sorry, bud. And the next block for Block D, we had Leon Sputnik with a 488, losing out to Professor Algernon. So Professor Algernon in the next round will take on the reprobate Lanny Teague, who's 495, league champion in the NWL.
Oh.
Took down the fastball Lewis Ratcliffe. So good matchups there. Then we will have, as two recent NWL graduate and NWL star go head-to-head in that one, Algernon versus Teague. Then we have AJ Hammer, who had a 496. Well done. He took down Nutty Bunny 3, so AJ Hammer advances. He will face the rugged and undefeated 2 cycles in a row Corporal Punishment. 494 took out Swamp Sock Jr. So I think Swamp Sock Jr. may have left us which is too bad because those promos with the sock in the river was.
I think there's a TT this cycle.
Is there?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking 480 is pretty low. That's almost a precursor to I'm going to be inactive. Mike Drake defeated Zeb Martin 492 to 495, and Mike Drake will face Punk Rock Mike in the final of the F bracket. And that's going to see Squeakums the Clown lost to Punk Rock Mike 490 to 493. Then we have hold on.
There it is.
Constable George Campbell hit a 487. He was ousted by 492 from Oliver, your everyday hero, Livingston.
Ooh.
And the other G final was where is it? Here it is. Flash Jack Ferdinand's 493 was not enough to defeat. That's right. Young Dragon DB Lloyd 498. So DB Lloyd versus Oliver Livingston. So the winners of all these various brackets will then get put on the next page, which is I have like all the winner brackets. And it'll lead us to a semifinal, and then we'll actually we're semifinal, then final. So it'll be a while, but we'll get there eventually.
Big tournament.
It is. It's a monstrous one, but
it's like the G1 climax of the IWAR.
It's close. We did for a while. We did that kind of formula for the Bound for Glory, but it was too much work.
Yeah,
it's a great formula if you have it. Like I think that would work really well in the BWL, where you have so few wrestlers. You could easily do that like 2 blocks, but that's a problem for Patrick. Anyways, actually, that's a really good idea to write that down. Patrick, G1 equals BWL. I'm gonna forget what that means later and be like, G1B what? Oh, man. But it brings me to a good point. So, this cycle, we had to do some creativity with our challengers for the IWAR championships because of the late start for the spring events. Those events usually have the winners would challenge for this round of the championships. Now, Senior Lucha is challenging Double R Rob Ratliff. That match did happen. But I'm going to let the other matches all be a surprise. You'll see when you write up who shows up and gets challenges. So I have written down who the challengers are, but I haven't actually looked at the scores yet. So you'll be surprised when you read the results. That guy was inactive? How did I lose to him? No, but the next Best of the Best series, the last one, number 15, was Groundhog Day, was run by Hillbilly Kevin.
Oh.
The next one is One Crazy Summer. And that's
underrated film, by the way.
It sure is. If you liked Better Off Dead and those kind of movies, it's right in that like sweet spot. It's really random, bizarre, but really funny. And our matchups include Big Guns Greg Gunnar taking on Tsuyoshi Mizuku.
Okay.
Should know that this starts next cycle, so you have a cycle to jump up and like promo it. We have the Cowboy Showdown on Western Trails League where Blackjack Robertson faces down Cowboy Schlitz.
Oh.
When the Schlitz hits the fan. In the CWL, the Red Scorpion takes on Mike Mason.
Main event anywhere on the planet.
It's a main event. It's almost like, well, Don Morocco versus Billy Jack Haynes. Main event anywhere in Greater Lowell, Massachusetts. And the IWL pairing is the Chameleon taking on Principe Oscuro de Sangre. So say that 5 times fast. So again, that match, those happen next cycle.
Okay.
But it brings up an important thing that is, of course, our next round of events, which are the summer events. Now, we're going to see a little bit of bumping, but I had to actually launch these early so the next Match Clash isn't delayed. So the events include Summer Series 7, which, just so you know, this is one of the more difficult events to win in the entire IWAR setup. This is all the wrestlers that enter. It's $3 per wrestler, and there's a prize pool, so, first place, second place, whatever. But what we do is you do it by average cycle. So your first 2 cycles, everyone's competing. And then after 2 cycles, the top half of those like averages, so whoever's the best top, let's say 20 wrestlers, right? The top 10 advance to round 3. And then after round 3, the top average out of all those 3 rounds advance to round 4. And that's how we got our winner. Now, it's really hard to win, but it's a really good contest to see who can put together a really good streak. There's 1 entry per player. So the caveat this year is if you're putting your wrestler in Summer Series, and you want to have them in that, that's fine. But you can't have the same wrestler in each event. This is two things. One, it gets you more results to check. And two, it gives you more numbers to look up, which I'll be hating myself for, but that's okay. And three, it just makes more fun all around because you might have somebody you didn't expect to do well. But it makes you kind of focus on like how well can you make your strategies work. So the Summer Series, again, super tough. This next event is free. It's the King of the Ring, number 4. And this is a matchup of all NWL alumni. So it's a kind of an NWL alumni, fun little way to get guys who are in the NWL together. We try to mix it up. I think the one rule I'm going to establish for this is a winner can't be back in it again. So we always have a new field, fresh fields. At least you want to have repeat winners. But like once you win it once, that's probably enough. And again, if you're entering the King of the Ring with one wrestler, you have to put another wrestler into the Summer Series or vice versa. Okay. And it also goes for the Tag Team Lethal Lottery, which will be coming up. Also free, but there's 32 spots, so you have to declare a wrestler. So if you have 3 wrestlers, put one in each event. Mix it up. Have fun. It'll give you more to check on. And plus what's good about this, too, is what I found happening was past years, we'd have someone with one wrestler in every event, and they'd have a crappy cycle, and bam, they're out of all 3 of them. And that's it. You're done. This way, there's more for you to kind of check on and hopefully root for. And finally, this is a little new one for us. It's the Elite Trios. We've made it an invitational. What does that mean? That means it's free, but we're going to bring in the top 16 teams. I've got a list here, and I have the Mannequins, Von Schnapps, Regulators, Michigan Border Patrol, Nutty Bunnies, Millennial Reign, the Clowns, Shatterdays, Syndicate, Mr. Excitements, Nightmare Court, Litigators, Team International, Mason Enterprises, Vaughn Atkinsons, and Royal Family of Doom. And I'd actually ask Greg from the Royal Family of Doom, let me know what trio you want to have, and they'll be as your trio there. I also want to make an adjustment to make the Regulators and the WTL, not the IWL, where you have different strats. So,
I don't see the Rumble in the Bronx, God damn it.
That's good. Okay. So you're wondering, Rumble in the Bronx, what happened? That was one of the ones that got pushed back. It's temporarily on hold. I'd like to do it, but we have all of 2 entries. Oh, goddamn. Oh. We have all of 2. Oh, man. My kidneys are doing so well tonight.
I think Matt just got 2 entries.
What did?
I think your kidneys just got 2 entries.
Yeah, they did. Oh, man. Anyways.
So was it $1 for the Rumble in the Bronx? That's what we're doing?
Yeah. It's 2 entries so far. It's $1 to enter.
2 kidney stones per person to enter.
So I'm probably going to save that for the fall because I can do more prep and build for it. And that way it'll be another event you can spread around and have a guy in there because you're going to have the fall events with Bound for Glory, Tag Derby, and Trios, Triple D Cup. So worry about that when you get there. For now, you want to get in these events ASAP. Even if you look at the top of the page, it says, join these events now. I'm going to be rattling the saber early on this one because these events kick off the June 4th cycle, which is also my birthday, so send cards and money and kidneys.
My birthday was last week.
Yours was?
Yeah.
Alex, the birthday boy, turned in, 21?
Yep.
How old did Camaro turn?
27.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice. So a question was asked about, in related IWAR news about the draft. So the IWAR draft is going to be back this year. We took a year off last year for a couple of reasons, but it's not important right now. But one thing we're going to do a little bit different from this year's draft from other years is we used to do snake draft. And the problem with snake draft is if you get a high pick, you're good to go. If you don't, you got to wait. And I granted this is not a deep draft in the sense of it's not like 50 picks. But we're expecting this year to be higher. And the idea we're going to do this year to kind of mix it up is we're going to have an auction draft. Now, if you've never been in an auction draft, here's how an auction draft works.
Like slavery?
Yes, just like that. Okay. No. Every commissioner gets a budget of $100 for their contracts. And so when the thing starts off, we'll pick someone to be the first person to go. And they will say, okay, let's say if Luther Alexander was in the draft. And Aaron says, well, the BRL is going to bid $50 on Luther Alexander. And someone could say, Ryan could say, well, WTL wants him, we'll bid 51. And someone could say 52. And then eventually you get to a point where no one else bids, and he goes to the league that bids the most. But let's say it's $53, right? And he goes to the BRL. Well, the BRL only has $47 remaining with which to bid on the rest of the wrestlers. So on the one hand, if you say, well, I only want to have like one or two guys I really want to get, you can blow your money on those guys. But the thing about the draft is it's really about like replenishing your league with some new players that are not already there. So it's a good way to mix it up. I thought it'd be fun. I used to do auction draft with some friends years ago, and it was awesome because you'd have like one guy bidding $50 on Moses Tupu and be like, oh, this guy's gonna be great, Vai Sikahima or Brett Favre, and it's like Brett Favre's washed up. No, he's great. So that'll be where we do that. So if you want to be involved in the IWAR draft, I need you to think about who you're going to put in, and keep in mind if you enter them as if you want to enter one wrestler, let's say he's trying to okay, one wrestler, that's fine. If you want to have multiple wrestlers, you have to realize that every entry of a wrestler you have means they can be drafted to a different league. So if you have a tag team and you say, well, let's Starlight and Lenny Teague, right? And you want to put them both in there as individuals, they might end up in different leagues. If you don't mind playing in two different leagues, not a problem. But we found in the past, players would be like, oh, I want to have 7 wrestlers in the draft. And then honestly, after if you already have a player in your league, it almost doesn't make sense to draft a player of theirs to your league because you already have that player in there, even if they're a good wrestler.
And you're not going to add activity.
Right. Yeah, that's the big point of this. It's like boosting your activity and adding new blood to the league. So if a player's already there, you're not really bringing that much new to the league. If you bring in 3, we've all learned our lesson because over the years, Alex can tell you how many guys we drafted who just completely fizzled or disappeared on us.
Yeah, I got a couple busts.
Yeah, and it sucks, and that's why it's you want to bring in some new players, but it's a fun event. We do it live, and we'll have this version to do it live with, and you're going to have the various commissioners bidding live. So it'll be a very interesting event.
And don't get mad.
We have had people get angry at us as a whole, as commissioners, because we didn't draft their wrestler and legit threw a fit about it, and it was awesome.
Multiple occasions.
It was great. It really was.
Live! Getting mad live.
But I guess my point, if you want to make a new wrestler, that's totally fine. What I need you to do, though, is start figuring these things out quick, and then you're going to send me a few things. You're going to send me their wrestler's name, their record, a mini bio, like an avatar, so I can package together our draft special, preview special, in the IWAR mag, which is really fun to read because it makes a kind of good preview issue, and it gets you ramped up to the draft, and it gives other commissioners a chance to kind of get caught up. Because what happens a lot is if you look in the NWL, right? If you miss a few bulletins, you might miss kind of stuff that's going on, But this will help you catch you up. So you really want to sell your wrestler. If you want to make a new wrestler, well, why should this guy be the first draft pick? Why should this guy be drafted higher than so and so? And what I'll do is I always do draft card preview cards, a grade. So this time I'm going to give an average bid worth. So it'll be fun. And I would actually have the review of the wrestlers done by some of the wrestlers that are veterans in the game in character. So it's a lot of fun.
You should do a
IWAR draft.
You should do a mystery guy. So have the commissioners bet on a mystery guy and have it be the underwear or something.
Yeah.
Like that phone Dream Date. Remember that Dream Date? He's like, oh, I got the stud. Oh, I got the nerd.
Yeah, and it's a fun event. It really is a hoot. It's shoot. It's not made up we don't plan this out. It's completely there are trades that can happen, but this year with the money thing's gonna have to work out. So if someone says okay, BRL drafts Luther Alexander at $53, right? And then later on the IWL is hey man, we want to trade. We want Luther back. Let's make a trade. Well, we have to trade enough value so that it works under the salary cap. So it's going to be a lot more fun this year.
Didn't I once trade 9 picks for the Chameleon?
You did. I actually referenced that in the IWAR magazine this month.
Totally worth it.
It was. That was a great trade because I think I took him, and you traded for him, and I think I got Cena Lucha in the package somehow. Or I remember I got Cena Lucha 1 year out of the deal. But it's a fun event, and you guys will love it. It really is a blast, and what we like people to do is to chime in, and you can use the chat box to do this, and chime in character, like how your wrestler responds to being drafted and all that.
We used to do it on the Facebook page long ago.
Yeah.
There's probably some old ones. If you go back far enough, you can probably find the old ones.
Yeah, if you search IWAR draft, you'll probably find it eventually.
You get an idea what you guys should do.
And it's like it was live. You can actually watch the meltdown happen and find the right one.
It's live, and we do it a little bit earlier too. We don't do them at like 11. We usually do them like
and that's the thing. We have
8
to
o'clock-ish.
We'll have to figure a time where we can plan this because we need to have all the commissioners available. Yeah. They don't have to be on camera, so you guys don't worry about that per se. So don't worry about being on camera, but you just got to be able to chime in and bid and be part of this, and it's gonna be a blast. It really is. I think the auction part's gonna really be put it over the top.
And we could do proxy too. Like if someone is unable to make it, just send me your picks and I'll make the pick for you.
Yeah, totally. So that'll be fine. But it'll be a really good time. And then let's see here. I was asked about rankings several times and how the IWAR does rankings and how we do them in the IWAR leagues. And what we do, just so everyone knows, it's broken into 3 categories: singles, tag team, and trios. And that's for 2 reasons. One is that I just, you would sit there and say, Ric Flair, True Wrestler of the Year, but Bobby Eaton won the U.S. tag and in the World tag. He's got more belts than he does. He's the Wrestler of the Year. I'm just saying that's kind of a little, but actually it happened in 1994. There was an issue where we used to do it this way, where all your belts combined for your overall wrestler score. The problem was my wrestler Mad Dog Dick Jackson had 145, let's say, and half of his points came from his tag team and 6-man title wins. So his single strat wins, if you will, were 70 points. The guy who had the Wrestler of the Year, or should have been Wrestler of the Year, the Terminator, had 140 points, and he had 4. This is the old scoring, so it's a bit different now. But the old scoring, he had 4 league title, BRL title wins. And when DJ was the winner, he was ripshit, and he left the league. He was mad, and he stopped talking over it. He was really mad because he wanted to be Wrestler of the Year really bad, and he felt it was stolen from him. And I actually changed the system after this because I felt he actually had a good point, because you wouldn't give Wrestler of the Year. I'm trying to think of a tag wrestler right now who's got tag belts all the time. Who's a big tag wrestler right now, Alex?
Fuck if I know. Say Bobby Eaton.
I would just The Miz. You say, oh well, The Miz is a better wrestler? Wrestler of the Year over John Moxley.
R-Truth.
R-Truth. You wouldn't do that. And comparatively, the single score was very different for DJ versus the Terminator. So it's a way to break it down in that it puts a focus. And the thing with Added Way that really helps too is to be an excellent singles wrestler, you have to have the right set of strategies laid out right. But the thing is, you can't use the same exact perfect point flow for tag or for 6-man. So it's a smart thing where you have to work at it and have different teams to win the world tag, the world 6-man, and the world championships. So that's that. And then a final note for me is if you play Helldivers 2, I'm Riley 1D20 on there, so you can throw me a hey and
what the fuck's a Helldiver?
Helldivers is this crazy video game where it's almost like a takeoff Starship Troopers.
Okay.
And you play in teams of 4, and you fight either bugs, these crazy alien bugs, or you fight these robots called automatons. And what's really brilliant about the game is what they've done so smartly is make it literally interactive. So they'll have this map you look at, right? And let's say you go to one planet, it'll say 70% liberated. Another planet, 2% liberated. Another planet, 100% liberated. So 100% liberated planet, you don't even waste your time there because it's free, right? But if you go to a planet that has a certain mission, it'll give you a mission. You have 20 to 40 minutes, depending on the kind of mission you pick, to go in there and complete your mission. And the graphics are amazing. It's a really fun game, and you can play with your friends. So it's a good way. My friends in California and Arizona, we catch up that way. So it's a cool little play to play. So if you want to play it and have some fun and like it's over the top goofy when it comes to like the democracy and like there's a whole storyline to it too. It's really it's a fun time. So I recommend it.
And this is on the good old PS4?
I have a PS5.
Oh, PS5.
It's on the PC. It's on Xbox. It's on GameCube. Whatever. No, it's all these platforms. You can cross play, so you can have people on different playing systems play together. But I know if you're on a PC, you can't have a headset connection. So
that's weird.
Hey, I didn't build it.
No.
I blame Aaron.
He's too busy drinking maple syrup.
That's right. Hitting the hard stuff.
Why you?
So so that's what's going on Attaway Wide. And again, if you want to be in those events, get a hold of me quick. And you don't have to be a rookie in the NWL either. You can be a veteran player. You can have a wrestler somewhere else. So you have somebody in FIL or any league, really. You just let me know. And then the way it works is once we have the draft, we then track your scoring for 4 cycles. And whoever scores the most points in those 4 cycles is the winner of the IWR draft and gets a Revolution title shot.
Nice. Michael Swanson said he would pay money to see the Red Scorpion take on Mike Mason.
Yo. Main event anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world.
That's a money match.
Yeah. There it is.
Is his friend's brothers really blind?
I don't know.
I don't understand any of that.
I don't know. I think it's all right.
Well, aren't they in your stable? Aren't they in SOS?
The Red Scorpion isn't. That we don't know who that is. He's one of those wrestlers like off the grid guys. I don't know who runs him.
Like
if you're listening to this Red Scorpion, drop me a line. I'd love to hear from you.
He left a message on YouTube a couple Tubecast ago.
There it is. Well, he's listening.
Is he he's probably like a backstabber type of guy.
Right, exactly. Big Bad Bob.
We love those guys.
Blind Fury, the Nick Gemini.
We should compile a list of those guys. Those guys are really good.
You really can.
That was the big return this cycle. Nick Gemini to the NWL. The people were clamoring for it. It finally happened.
Where's his wrestler, though?
He should be there somewhere. He dropped a TT.
I see Dirty Old Man, Scapegoat, oh my God, Scapegoat. That didn't take long. North Shore Nightmare, Perfecto, Maurice the Moose Fafon. I don't see Nick Gemini listed.
Oh.
As active, at least.
Remember when we thought Neo Dragon was one of those guys? But it ended up being Luke. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I think my favorite was that Neo Dragon was Asian for a year.
Japanese.
Japanese.
Got so mad at us.
I've been playing in a D&D group with Luke. It's fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
We used to, I don't know if we bring this back at some point. We used to go into other leagues and look at their TT for interesting things that we could find.
Well, in that vein, I will tell you there's a wrestler, I think it's the Snake Venom League. Let me look it up. Hold on real quick. And it is. Okay. There's a wrestler in the Snake Venom League, SVL, as in victory, Snake Venom League. And there's a guy named Joe Tusa there. He's league champion now with 756 wins, 1,614 losses. Jesus. Joe Tusa, T-U-S-A. I think it was Jake that noticed first. He was winning the Battle Royal every cycle as no one was challenging the Battle Royal. So Jake started entering the Battle Royal just to keep him from winning. And then everyone else started doing it. So this time, Joe Tusa almost won the Battle Royal. Like, he had won like 5 in a row, whatever it was. So he put his promos, like, if you look at the page, Alex, you got to look at this page.
Okay.
Look at page 5 of the SVL. This is really worth it. The amazing picture of him with 2 belts. It's himself. And then he cut out all of his matches and puts them there and underlines his match. And then you see here, his promo.
I love this. I know,
this. Right? This guy's got to be in the draft. I got to get this guy in the draft. I would bid big money to get him in the BRL.
He would get absolutely housed, but Worth
He's
it.
a league champion in SVL. I can tell you. Hold on one second. I will tell you exactly because he's a league champion there. All right, so he was good enough.
SVL though.
Let me see here. Hold on. Oh wait. Oh damn it. 1 second. Okay. Anyways, Joe Tusa is a wrestler to keep an eye on, and I think it's great. I love that kind of seeing that kind of like effort. Here it is.
They also have Waffle House waitress Wanda, which is
he
awesome.
scored a 496 to
Okay.
win the league title.
So he's solid.
That I mean, he's been on the title page a number of times that I've been watching. But again, he's entering the Battle Royal. So he is a hard worker and wrestler. He's cutting the promos. You know, I gotta get a letter to the Attaway to like get him into the IWR draft.
It's amazing.
You know, get this guy some pub. I just noticed with a 491, this has to be Derek. Wrestler named Tara Bull. Tara is also April Fools. There's Garfield Lasagna. That's gotta be Jake. El Mambo 5. Waffle House waitress Donna. The names here are pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And of course, you'll remember this name, the fabulous Richard Hard.
Oh, yes.
All Business Aaron Hole. The Grammar Hammer. That's Derek. That's Derek all the way.
You know, when I was looking at the CWL before, I think we got to talk to Jeremy about his jobbers. A lot of Japanese dudes. And it's a bad look. It's a bad look.
Is it? Let me
It's
see
just,
here.
No, it's just like there's so many of them.
Well, I think if we go back in time to the previous owners of the CWL, one of them had this as a Japanese league.
Yeah, no, I get it, but it's like it's a lot, and it's like so in your head, it's imagine like the CWL, it's just like all Japanese jobbers though.
Yeah, there's
know?
oh my god, there's a lot of Japanese jobbers. Holy shit.
So we may want to.
Whoever had this league before just hated Asian people.
They're just getting beat
just wanna
all
see
the time.
Japanese jobbers.
Just getting.
Lose matches. Okay, Vince. He's gonna puke.
You got Pumpenstein, Muttonstein, Mr. Woodchuck Chuck Wood.
Uh-oh. We lost Aaron, but that's okay, Aaron. That's all right. It's late. We should go anyways.
Is it time? Yeah, I guess we are officially out of time. So for Aaron and for Matt, I'm Alex G. Have good night.
I dig that.
I dig it.